Greetings, Portal Masters, Dark Portal Masters, and anyone in between. Welcome back to the den of incomprehensible garbage, otherwise known as my YouTube channel. Well, with this being my third Skylanders related video now, I guess we're officially doing this. I'm a SkyTuber now. Hey, remember in my retrospective when I was all surprised people were making Skylanders videos still? Don't I look silly now? Anyways, last video I tried to make a concept for a new Skylanders game, since all of us are pretty starved for content right now as is. Now, some of you pointed out that it wasn't the perfect Skylanders game, and you're right. I'm sorry I lied. Have this Hershey's Kiss as a compensation. Now, some of you loved the idea, some of you thought it was weird, but you know what? Stuff on this channel is gonna get a little weird. I made my second video with the idea in mind that I'd be creating Skylanders content that nobody has ever seen before. I swore that my channel wouldn't be full of top 10 videos or rankings. Just yet. I mean, I don't know. If people really want to hear my dumb opinions that much, then I might do some one day. But my point being, today, yet again, I'm going to try and create something you'd only be able to find right here on my channel. So today, I'm pulling out the old drawing tablet, and I am going to answer the question. Today, I decided to pull out my drawing tablet once again to try and swap some Skylanders elements. I thought it might turn out cool because their designs are pretty heavily based on their elements. And I think I was right. But I'll let you be the judge of that. Now, I picked one Skylander from every game to swap. So there's a core, a giant, a swapper, a trapmaster, a supercharger, and a sensei. The first element swap I did was Stealth Elf. I changed her from the life element to the fire element. I couldn't do that much drastic changes because all the elves still have that green skin and blue hair, but I decided for her outfit and weapon that instead of using dual blades, she could take inspiration from a fire dancer and use 2 big sticks of fire. That's why I gave her this little black tint around her ears, because maybe they would get a little singed around the edges. I imagine with all that fire constantly twirling around, it would get a little bit singed. That's why a lot of fire dancers tend to keep their hair up and away from the fire, like Stealth Elf with her braid. And here she is. The name I came up with for the swap Stealth Elf is Elferno, a portmanteau of Elf and Inferno. The next one I wanted to try was a giant. Of course, I had to pick my favorite giant, Eyebrow. His design is very dark and gothic, so I thought a really cool contrast would be to change him into the light element. With this idea, I had in mind more of an angelic style, or maybe some sort of Valkyrie. Since Eyebrow usually has bat wings, I decided to replace them with angel wings. I also replaced his skull logos with logos like wings and the sun to better match with the theme of the light element. I couldn't get rid of that giant eyeball though. I mean, that's just too iconic. I decided to give this new Eyebrow the name Watch Eye, as a kind of benevolent eye watching over people and helping them. Still not too sure about that name though, so if you think you can come up with a better one, leave it in the comments. My third swap was kind of weird considering the Swap Force can, kind of swap elements already, but I went ahead and gave it a try anyways. I wanted to turn the fire element Blast Zone into a water element, so I thought I'd replace his fire armor with a water diving suit instead. Now, this model of diving suit is pretty old and fancy, so I thought it'd be a great counterpart. I think Diveclops has a bit of this suit design too, but he's a walking eyeball, so I thought it was different enough.
Very smooth, very, very romantic. I love you. See you next time.
Much love to you too, Sensei.
The name I came up for this water-type swapper is Splash Zone. Like how a splash zone in an amusement park means you're gonna get super wet. I thought it fit. Now up next is Shortcut, who I wanted to turn from an undead element to a life element. This one had a bit of a longer process to it. At first I had the idea that his traptanium scissors could be used to cut grass, kind of like some old lawnmower. And then I decided he should look something like a cross between a lawn gnome and a scarecrow. I mean, I hope that isn't too much, because I think he looks pretty cute with straw poking out of him like that. It fits, because he's kind of already got that sort of potato sack quality to him. I gave this guy the name Clean Cut, like how a lawn is usually cut the exact same length. Now, my fifth swap was actually inspired by some concept art. You see, Splat was originally meant to be in the dark element, with her brush using oil or ink instead of paint. Naturally, I thought this was way too cool to pass up, so I wanted to put my own spin on it. I wanted to make her design resemble the classic Splat a bit more than the concept art, while still keeping a lot of the same ideas. I also wanted to add a bit more of those dark and purple tones, since Nightfall, the actual Dark Supercharger, has a lot of those.
That was good. Can you please take a picture? Sure.
Now, this new Splat I dubbed Inkblot. She's definitely my favorite of the group. And here's my final swap. This time, I'm changing Tidepool from water to tech. I thought it would be fitting, since she's said to be a former secret agent, and I thought I could make her a spy-themed tech Skylander, kind of like Spy Rise. I also took some inspiration from Sprocket for this. I wanted to make her quick-shot weapons grappling hooks, and I think it would be super cool to have weapons with super long range.
What's going on? What happened?
What?
As for the name I chose, this tech tide pool would be called Spy Tide. You get it? Because it kind of sounds like high tide? So, that's my Skylanders element swaps. What did you think? Did you think they were super cool, or would you prefer they stayed in their original element? What Skylanders' elements would you swap? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Now I'm gonna go dye my hair and move to Peru so that the law cannot catch me.